Good evening, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. I wanted to talk about something I've not really spoken about on the channel as of yet, which is Tory defectors to Reform UK. Generally speaking, I don't see it as a huge issue if the right Tories are defecting. We had a few months ago Tim Montgomery defecting to Reform UK. He was a West, he's a One Nation Conservative. He took one look at the immigration figures after Boris Johnson left office, and what we affectionately now know as the Boris Wave, and decided to defect to Reform UK on the back of that. And then we have another Tory that's defected this week who served as Culture Secretary, I believe, in Boris Johnson's cabinet when he was Prime Minister, Nadine Dorries. And she's angling to bring back Boris Johnson in some capacity as a Conservative leader, and she wants him and Nigel Farage to potentially team up to take out Keir Starmer. This is the issue that I have. The issue that I've got is there needs to be joined up thinking with the people that are bringing over their Tory values over to Reform UK, and that's where the problems can occur. The issue is Nadine Dorries seems to be oblivious that most of the country think Boris Johnson is a traitor now due to the Boris Wave. The gross immigration of over 1 million in a year during COVID. Now, me personally, if I want to be even-handed with this, I think that was done specifically to mask the negative economic impact of the lockdowns and the pandemic. And it was a short-term policy decision, and it was done to mask the economic damage to the economy, which is why Boris Johnson and the Conservatives at the time could go on TV and say, we've avoided a recession. We've avoided the recession that most of the continent went into during the pandemic, and we avoided it because we did Brexit. All of this is factually true. However, the underlying factor is that short-term thinking means we've now got to cater for an additional 1 million people in the country, and we really don't want them to stay. I think the Boris Wave was a mistake. This is what the Reform Party needs to reconcile. It's the calibre of Tory that are bringing over. Sure, it grabs a few headlines and it says, look, we're getting defections left, right and centre. We're getting them from the Lib Dems, we're getting them from the Tories, we're getting them from Labour up in Scotland. And that's all perfectly fine, but just don't take her up on this offer, is what I would say to Nigel Farage. We do not want Boris Johnson anywhere near the Reform Party or even back in power in the Conservatives. We really don't want it. I think the Conservatives, for all their faults, would never bring Boris Johnson back. If there is an emergency button and they think that bringing back Boris Johnson would reverse the fortunes of the party, I think they're in for a rude awakening. I don't think that would happen. On a personal level, I've always liked Nadine Dorries. I think she comes across as a nice lady. Yes, she's from my neck of the woods, and I've also got a soft spot for Esther McVey, because again, she's from my neck of the woods as well, up near Liverpool. And they are, generally speaking, on the right of the Tory party, what's known affectionately as the Dries, not the Wets. However, the other thing that's more concerning is she was one of the people in the Tory party that spearheaded the Online Safety Act. She was advised or told by colleagues to kick it into the long grass, delay it, you don't want to bring it in. And she said there's absolutely no reason to alter the Online Safety Bill, and she pushed it through Parliament. In her defence, if I can defend this, I don't think she read through the implications of the Online Safety Bill, or she fully implemented or realised the ramifications of the bill. So for 500 pages, and I mentioned this previously on other videos, I don't think many, if any, parliamentarians actually read through the nuance and actually debated the nuance and where the bill would go and what sweeping powers it give the governments. And no, that's not an excuse. I think Nadine Dorries needs to mind her manners and mind what she's putting out into the ether, in my view. She may have changed her mind regarding the online safety bill. The online safety bill is something that Reform UK is very much against. One of their councillors, I think her name's Layla Cunningham, mentioned something about it at party conference. So I'm going to bring that up now.
Bill is something we're against. I'm not sure how Nadine. I haven't spoken to her. I don't think I've ever met her. I'm not sure how she feels about it now. As I said, I do think people can change their minds. I was married for 10 years, very in love with my husband, got divorced, and perhaps she had the same thing. She was very in love with the Conservative Party and really believed in it, and she's recognised that perhaps they were wrong in bringing the online safety bill.
That's the thing. The Uni Party needs to die by any means necessary, in my opinion, politically speaking, of course. Nadine Dorries, I don't think you're going to get Boris Johnson back. He needs to repent about the online safety bill as being mishandled and misused. I think it should be repealed in its entirety. I would very much like to know the comments of the subscribers and watchers of this video. Do you think bringing Nadine Dorries into Reform UK was a mistake? I think that remains to be seen. The online safety bill, obviously, which was spearheaded by her and other people like her in the Tories, that is a major check against her. But the biggest insult that she's said recently since coming over to Reform is she wants BoJo back. Do you think he's a traitor? Like I think he's a traitor? Do you think that the Boris Wave was merely a method to mask the economic damage of lockdown? Like I do? Do you think I'm wrong on this? Do you think it was done for more nefarious reasons? Anyway, if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. Comment below, let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.